Since the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard will be concluding in the coming weeks, we will soon get to see who the winner and loser of the battle will be. And if Amber Heard loses, there are a lot of things that will happen. Let's get into this list. And at number 10, her countersuit will be tossed. As of now, the former couple are in court because Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for defamation, seeking $50 million in damages. This comes after she accuses him of getting violent with her in an op-ed she published in the Washington Post in 2018. Heard never mentions Depp in the piece, but she refers to herself as a quote, public figure representing domestic violence. In response to the massive lawsuit, Heard is countersuing Depp for $100 million, claiming that his rebuttal of her statements has made her look like a liar and caused her to lose acting gigs. Currently, the public is seeing Depp's trial play out, and if he wins the suit, that means that her countersuit will become irrelevant and will be thrown out by the court. And at number 9, blacklisted from acting. Even though Amber Heard is already blacklisted from Hollywood, this would cement that no studio will ever hire her again. Amber was still cast in Aquaman 2 in light of all the legal drama, and now a petition asking the studio to take her out of the film has reached 3 million signatures. Clearly, the studio took a big risk when casting her, and now they've learned what a mistake they made. Since up until now, Johnny's the one that's been looking guilty, and he's been the one getting cut out of movies. But if he's found innocent of getting physical with Heard, she will be the one that gets blacklisted. And at number 8, we'll have to pay $50 million. As of now, Depp is seeking $50 million in damages if Heard is found guilty of defaming him, and he can prove that he's lost a significant amount of money from all the negative press surrounding him. Most notably, he was dropped from his most significant role in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he was also dropped from Fantastic Beasts. Both of those roles combined approach the $50 million mark, but there is also room to make Amber pay for the effect the negative press had on his earning potential. As of now, Celebrity Net Worth has reported that Amber's net worth is roughly $2.5 million, which is nothing compared to Depp's $100 million. So if she does have to pay up, she will have hardly any of the money she legally owes him, and if she were to lose, it seems like there's a high chance she'll actually have to declare bankruptcy. And at number 7, Elon Musk could want money back. During Heard's divorce to Depp, she promised that she would donate whatever money she received to charity. She ended up being awarded $7 million, which she stated would be split between the American Civil Liberties Union, or the ACLU, and a children's hospital in Los Angeles. But over the course of the trial, we learned that billionaire Elon Musk paid the vast majority of Amber's pledged donations. During the trial, we learned that the ACLU has so far received over $1.3 million in total. Elon Musk gave $500,000 to the ACLU, Johnny Depp donated $100,000, and another $350,000 was given from a fund at investment firm Fidelity. In court, it was alleged that the Fidelity funds also came from Elon Musk. Finally, only $350,000 came from Heard herself, even though she pledged to give $3.5 million to the organization. Terrence Dougherty, ACLU's chief operating officer and general counsel, said they were told in correspondence with Musk that the full $3.5 million donation would be paid over 10 years. Elon only paid this money because he liked Amber Heard and wanted to help her, but if he finds out that it was all a lie, he might ask for her to pay him back, or at the very least, apologize. And at number 6, change our approach to domestic harm cases. In the midst of the Me Too movement that gained traction a few years ago, the phrase "believe all women" became a mantra for supporters of the movement. However, if Heard is found guilty of lying about her assault, this would put a very negative light on the philosophy that we should believe all women. Since the public has mainly put their support behind Depp, it's already started a conversation about how the public will react when claims of domestic harm are brought to light. If Heard is officially labeled a liar, it will hurt all the progress the movement has made with believing women that tell their stories. Halfway number 5, Johnny Depp will get a public apology. On the latest episode of the Monday Morning Podcast, host Bill Burr put his support firmly behind Johnny Depp when it comes to this trial. Burr believes that Depp is winning the trial by the media, and he will most likely legally win the battle as well. On the podcast, Burr said that he is not watching the trial because he's too big of a Johnny Depp fan to hear all the personal details of his life. Continuing, quote, "From what I've seen, the guy is destroying. And what's great about this is if he does expose this woman for lying, I'm wondering if all these people that, just accepted her lies about him, if they're gonna apologize somehow." Burr even took aim at women's groups for not publicly coming out against Amber when so much of her story started to fall apart. Quote, "All these women's groups that when they see a woman that lies like this, which really hurts their position because there are women out there that are in relationships that this woman evidently lied and claimed that she was in." And at number 4, might reopen case against The Sun. Before this defamation trial started, Johnny Depp filed a legal case against UK newspaper The Sun because the paper was the first to call him violent against his ex-wife, even though at the time there was not enough proof to print such a claim. In the end, even though many holes were poked in Heard's story, the judge still sided with the paper. Judge Justice Nichols said that The Sun had proved what was in the article was substantially true. The judge found that 12 of the 14 alleged incidents of violence had occurred. Depp tried to appeal this notion, but it was denied. However, if it comes out that Heard was in fact lying about the claims, and Depp was never harmful to his ex, Depp would have legal grounds to reopen the case against the paper. And at number 3, he will start to work again. If it's found that Heard lied about everything, Johnny Depp will most likely be rehired in the roles that he lost out on. The most likely would be Pirates of the Caribbean, where Depp was the main star. Also, the Fantastic Beasts franchise, spearheaded by J.K. Rowling, was another that was forced to cut Johnny from their movie, although originally Rowling and the film's director publicly sided with Depp and wanted to keep him in their movie, even with the backlash. At the time, Rowling said in a statement, quote, "Based on our understanding to the circumstances, the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but genuinely happy to have Johnny Depp playing a major character in the movies. I accept that there will be those who are not satisfied with our choice of actor in the title role. However, coincidence isn't governable by committee. Within the fictional world and outside it, we all have to do what we believe to be the right thing." Although after Depp lost his trial against The Sun, the film reconsidered, and Depp was replaced. And at number 2, she could face jail time. If it's proven that Amber lied about a majority of her story, she could be facing jail time for lying and wasting police resources. It could be a similar punishment to what Jussie Smollett was given. If the court rules in Johnny Depp's favor, Amber Heard could be facing up to 3 years in jail for everything that she's done. Just some of her charges would be perjury, tampering with evidence, and spousal battery. She also could face charges for trying to force other people to lie on her behalf, like her employees, along with civil lawsuits, which is what's been taking place between Amber and Johnny in the last few months. If it's proven that she is the liar like Depp claims and was the sole person that was toxic in the relationship, she deserves a harsh punishment to set a precedent. And finally, at number 1, Heard will be universally hated. This is another point that's already come true, as most of the world is making it clear that they believe Amber is lying. And to be honest, I don't think she can ever come back from allegedly defecating in her own bed. But the hatred against her has gone so mainstream that TikToks are showcasing things you would not believe. One viral video showed a Starbucks drive-thru with competing tip jars set up at the pay window. One saying, "Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow," surrounded by hearts and stars, and another saying, "Amber Heard," surrounded by frowning faces and a drawing of a turd. I'm sure you can guess which one had more money in it. If she is found legally guilty, the hatred of her will only get worse. I would even assume she'd have to go off the grid for a few years and let the world forget. So that's off the list, guys, but before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from the top 10 celebrities Anna Wintour will never invite to the Met Gala. Mary Beth said, "I cannot wrap my brain around someone being in such a mind, a way of living that she would require someone to physically carry her up and down stairs when she is perfectly capable of navigating the stairs on her own, and doing it just because she doesn't want to share an elevator. God help us all." I mean, Anna Wintour is probably one of the most, probably entitled people ever. We know that The Devil Wears Prada is based on her, so if that movie gives you any indication, she is very scary. Then Susan said, "Anna Wintour cannot even be bothered to follow her own dress guidelines for the Met, so I have no clue why she thinks she can criticize others." I agree with that, and to be honest, she always looks bad. I've never seen Anna Wintour and thought that she looked good. Might get some hate for that, but especially at the Met. This year's Met, she looked horrible. Then Loretta said, "The popularity of this will go down the tubes to hell if Amber Heard is ever there again. We got 3 million signatures against her now. Just think of what we can do if we boycott this gala." I'm pretty confident the Met will not be inviting Amber Heard. To be honest, I don't think they ever invited her in general. She probably only ever got a +1 to be with Johnny, is what I would assume. So she will never be back again. I wonder if Johnny Depp would ever go back again. That would be interesting. Alrighty guys, that is all for the list today. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and we'll catch you in the next one.